Hi, I'm Kelly Galbraith, and welcome to Arts and Music of Southern New Brunswick. We celebrate artistic excellence past and present. The sixth episode in our series features the photographs of Cynthia Johnson in her exhibition Freddy and Ceydie at the St. John Arts Centre, which opened March 18, 2022. Before Cynthia Johnson became known as a photographer, she was celebrated as one of the greatest professional Canadian basketball players ever. She competed in the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta. She was named one of the top 100 U Sports women's basketball players of the century. She played semi-professional and professional basketball in Belgium, Switzerland, Germany, and Spain, and in 2021 was an inductee in the Greater St. John Sports Hall of Fame. She is the mother of 5 children, and Cynthia Johnson is a photographer who captures her subject stories in interesting and evocative ways through her lens and imagination. Her new exhibit, Freddy and Ceydie, is deeply personal, as it pays homage to a man who died on April 20th, 2008 in Croatia. As part of his post-mortem legacy, Cynthia wrote, he saved the lives of 2 individuals in Belgium, my daughters and Freddy's. 10 years after their liver transplants, through this strange fate of a shared organ, they met one another for the first time. Ceydie, age 13, and Freddy, age 75. Although Ceydie and Freddy only met for a short time, Cynthia tells their story separately but together by placing their images in this installation side by side. The images of her daughter, Ceydie, Cynthia wrote, are fraught with layers of emotional gestures as part of a dialogue between her and I. In the process of establishing her own voice, she embraces and pushes me away through motions of distance, outright annoyance, and eventual playful collaboration, which I deal with the loss of her childhood, her moments of rejection, and my own fears surrounding her health. Photographing Freddy, a total stranger, proved to be another type of confrontation, she wrote, one of aging within the spectrum of a regimented routine in the shrinking world of post-work life. In his words, retirement is a punishment. His is a story also marked by echoes of betrayal when 2 members of his family left him for dead on his post-transplant bed 10 years prior. Here's Cynthia Johnson reading her deeply personal letter of gratitude to the donor family.
This was a letter written in 2010, 2 years after Ceydie's liver transplant. However, I didn't send it until 2017. I felt it needed some space and some time. Dear donor family, several years ago my husband and I found ourselves sitting in the intensive care unit of the university hospital, numb with shock. Before us lay our 2-year-old daughter, lifeless and yellow, jaundiced from the toxins of a failing liver. The cacophony of the ICU reverberating with rings and frantic beepings, combined with seemingly endless wires, lines, tubes, and machines, all breathing their own separate rhythms, contributed to the deep-seated fear that resided within us. We were still in disbelief that our child Ceydie needed a new liver. After 24 hours of intubation, her life teetering on the precarious, a liver had been found. The complexity of emotions surrounding this news was difficult to find words for. A chill went through me. Instinctively, I knew that this possible window of a new life for our daughter meant a lifetime of grief for someone else. We were never privy to the details of the donor liver, formulating a vague notion of a faraway country and someone somewhere suffering the pain of losing a child, a brother, a sister, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a friend, someone in shock, in disbelief, aching to the bone. Knowing this may reopen the wounds of your loss, I apologize for any stumbling insensitivities that I may ostensibly tread upon. I hope by presenting my 11-year-old daughter Ceydie that I also touch upon a thread of memory which warms at the knowledge your deceased family member is still partially alive in another being. For this we are deeply indebted to you and your family. Thank you for giving our daughter another chance at life. One day, if you're ever willing to share your thoughts, we would be very much interested in hearing about the character of your lost one, their personality, their likes, dislikes, their joys, their passions. Again, I apologize for giving rise to the emotion surrounding this place of sadness, with which my letter may have precipitated. Yours truly, Cynthia, Olivier, and Ceydie.
My daughter was 11-12 when I photographed this, and I didn't want to draw attention to her scar. She was quite comfortable with it, and I was happy that she was. As you see, she's wearing a bikini, but I didn't take any photos of her scar. However, when I asked Freddy, I said to him, could I take a photograph of your scar? And my daughter doesn't really like it, so maybe you might feel uncomfortable, you don't have to. And he said, oh no, and he just lifted his shirt up right away, and I could take a photo, and the light fell perfectly on the scar. I was actually really amazed at the size of his scar, because the scar that my daughter has covers her the front part of her chest, and then all the way down here. And of course, because she was 2 at the time of the surgery, it's a much larger scar. So yeah, that was, in terms of the light falling perfectly here, it was just the way he had his fingers that allowed the scar to really jump to the surface.
Cynthia Johnson encourages you to become an organ donor, encourages government to visit their cadaveric organ donor policy. Did you know that one deceased organ donor can save 8 lives? Cynthia Johnson's installation Freddy N Ceydie is at the St. John Arts Centre from March 18th to April 29th. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for listening and for watching. I'm Kelly Galbraith.